Good evening and welcome to United Real Therapy, the first one I've done in an afternoon. I'm usually the late guy, the late show. That's who I am, but good afternoon, I would say, to United Real Therapy. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Structure. I'm gassed because I'm joined by lovely people today. I'm joined by beautiful human beings. I'm joined by on top there, Lamb Reacts, first time ever actually on this channel. And Lamb, check out Lamb Reacts. Lamb's a huge Chelsea fan. Yeah, and one of the people that I was genuinely happy for when Chelsea won. Because, you know what, we're kindred spirits. We're kindred spirits. And you already know about Rachel, innit? Rachel's been on here from the beginning of this journey of me doing my own channel. And Rachel from the first 11 YouTube channels. So please, guys, give them both a follow. That's where they're... get at them at Twitter. Please give them both a follow and also their YouTube channels. And obviously, Oli Bumbaye is on the silent. He's on the silent one at the moment. There he is with Hugo Chavez, Palestina, Viva Palestina. But anyway, people, I am. Some of you might not know because you know me as a Mad United fan who's got a lot of things to say. But I love tournament football. Trust me, tournament football is what it's about. For me, my first ever World Cup was the World Cup 1990. So World Cup, the Euros, Copa America, the African nations, all these I absolutely love because it's about colours, it's about passion, it's about culture of football, and genuinely what football is about, where it brings about people of different languages, different ethnicities, different religions, everybody together, and that's what football is for me. That's why I love the game. So welcome, first of all, Lambs, welcome. Are you still gassed? Are you still celebrating after the second Champions League win? The only club in London, you know what I mean, that's out there. Try to catch up with the Northerners, yeah, when it comes to you.
Listen, I have not stopped partying, I think, since that final. I'm going to just keep on riding it until there's new champions of Europe, to be honest, as well. So yeah, I know the Euros is starting. I know there's transfer talk and everything that's going on. But in case anybody has forgotten, we are still champions of Europe. Yeah, literally, like since that moment, that's probably always a glass of something in my hand, to be honest. I've been a bit waved on recent streams as of late as well. So yeah, more recently, last night as well, that one. But yeah, obviously it's life. Life is too short. It's there to be lived. Can't take it too seriously. And we're the champions of Europe.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Say it with your chest. You know what I mean? That's how it feels. You know what? Cheers to you, sis. Seriously, that they played well. You played well. To me, I'm not looking back on it. Just quickly say, 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10 performances in defense and midfield, and Kante, just next level. Rachel, welcome to the show, my fellow United fan. My fellow United supporter suffered like me with what happened. Oli doing a madness, what he's been doing all season in the Europa. You know, I mean, how are you feeling? How are you feeling, sis?
I'm good. There's no Premier League, so I'm just chilling. I don't usually watch international football, but I'm gonna watch it because I don't want to hear any transfer news or Man United news. I'm away from that. I don't even want to hear about them. Don't want to read about them. Muting Sancho, muting monitoring, muting considering on Twitter. That's I'm sort of over it. So I'm actually kind of excited about the Euros because I'm not usually into it, but it should be interesting.
Yeah. And last but not least, Oli Bumbaye, how you feeling? How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, can't complain, man. All good. I totally missed what you were saying. I had to jump out and jump back in. Do you want to run that by me again, please?
No, I was just saying about how much we love international football. I've known Oli Bumbaye since we were kids. We grew up together, so you know, I mean, he knows how much I love tournament football, how much I love. You know, that's when I come alive. Really, I just love because of the culture. Two things for me: football, and I'm into culture, art, and I'm into people. You know what I mean? I'm a people person, and tournaments bring all of those elements together. So that's what I was just saying. But how are you looking forward to this Euro, man? Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm dying without football, man. You know, I can't watch anything on TV, so I'm waiting until 8 o'clock tonight.
Or what a game it is going to be. What a game is going to be. So, guys, I've been thinking about what? So just let's get it out there, right? Who we supporting? Obviously, who we backing? You know, who we backing? I just got a disclaimer to make. So I never really supported England back in the day because I felt like people were never being part of like what this country is, even though I grew up here, 30 years of my life. And obviously what the English flag means, all of the racism, especially racism in football and all of that. But you know what, the last World Cup, I got bit, that's because there are a couple of players that you relate to in the squad. So the likes of Rashford, the likes of, I remember I was thinking, should I support England? And then I never picked Andy Cole. And they never picked Ian Wright. And these players, and I was like, what is going on? And there was a lot of black players that are missing out. Some of them, like, they didn't have to play for United, but they played for a lot of different teams. They were top players, never got the chance to play for England. Or they were just on the substitutes bench. So I never really felt like I came here in 1990. That summer, England, Cameroon, I'm like, Cameroon, 100%. Which is, by the way, Cameroon, probably the greatest African football team in the history of African football. That Cameroon 1990. Those of you who don't know, watch the documentaries. Check it out on YouTube, man. Definitely amazing. And I'm like Gary Lineker diving about to get penalties and stuff. The first time for me, 2018 was the first time I actually thought, you know what? I like this England team. There's something likable about the manager. He's saying the right things when it comes to like anti-racism. Do I believe that? I think Southgate is. He might not be an amazing manager, but he talks about racism and he says it as it is. He don't try to sugarcoat it. He don't try to not upset, Gam and Gang. You know what the Gam and Gang are about, you know what I mean? The absolute snowflakes that when players take a knee going absolute on a mad one. So in this Euros, I'm backing the boys because, again, it's this kind of players that we can relate to. I think we're all ethnic minority on here, you know what I mean? And we can relate to it. So first question is, go with Lami. Lami, are you supporting England? Are you backing England? Did you back England in the World Cup?
I did partly back England in the World Cup, but also last World Cup was a real special occasion for me as well, because for the first time my country actually qualified as well. And yes, we drew the group of death. No one was expecting us to progress, and we didn't, but we put in some performances against Spain, against Portugal, that we can actually walk away and be proud of. And I think it was if we actually took some of the chances we created as well, then who knows? I was really impressed by Ziyech, by players like Hakimi as well during that tournament as well. And again, like we've seen, they've just gone on to have absolutely amazing club careers as well in their respective clubs as well. And I like the fact that more of these Moroccan players are now getting recognised and stuff as well. Obviously, it's the Euros, not the World Cup, so I will probably be supporting England as well, because that's the other part of my heritage. But the thing is, I do kind of agree with you, where this is the first England team that since the team that came out in the World Cup, where we actually have a team of players that we can be proud of, that we can actually think, oh my God, we can progress, we can get to semi-finals, final stages of this competition. And why not? Because we actually have a group of players that can do that. Whereas when I was growing up, like, England was just absolutely embarrassing to watch in every single international competition. It was an absolute joke. But nowadays, it's just like, wow, this is promising. Like, I've never been so excited about such a young group of players, such a talented group of players. The thing is, I completely agree with you in terms of Gareth Southgate. He is a great guy. Not a great manager, though. And that is why, because of that, I feel like I don't think it's coming home. I'll be honest. I will be honest.
You know what I mean? I was looking at the time and I was thinking before somebody mentions it, and we got to 9 minutes, right? And 20 seconds before somebody's on about whether coming home or not coming home. Pick up yourself.
Yeah, and for that reason, like, don't get me wrong, like, great group of players, but I don't think. And it's the same thing I feel like we as Chelsea had with Lampard. Great group of players, so talented, so much ability, just doesn't know how to use them. And I think it's the same thing for Southgate, doesn't know how to use them. Plays players out of their position, doesn't play certain players. Why some players are even there over some others is beyond me. But I can just already see the boring, dead ass football that Gareth Southgate's going to play. It's already given me a headache, to be honest, but it's not coming home for me. I think France are obviously going to be the favourites. I actually think Turkey are the dark horses. They're the ones that need to be watched, I think, in this competition. They've got a fantastic group of team, great players coming up as well. Obviously, I'm not going to mention Kabak and Liverpool, but Sionchu, Yilmaz, obviously as well, like Tufan, just a lot of amazing players that have actually like made their mark, and I think they're the ones to watch. I think this season. That's
why I'm super excited about the game tonight. Rachel, coming to you, how do you feel? Obviously, you having a dual heritage as well. Another sister with a dual heritage, Greece. Obviously, Greece. How old are you when Greece won the Euros? I'll never forget that, me in Portugal.
Oh, I would have been like 12, yeah.
Could you remember the buzz with your family and that? You know, your Greek side of the family.
Of course. Palmer's Green was a mess.
I must have been out here just smashing plates, innit? Just
it was nuts. It was nuts, to be fair. But to be fair, my family, we actually support Brazil. I don't know if you know the history of Caribbean supporting Brazil.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously,
Africans as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's historically that's what they sort of do. So even my mum supports Brazil in the World Cup.
Yeah, everybody does. I think everybody's favorite team is Brazil, and Argentina or Brazil. You know,
exactly. So the Euros for me, I'm watching it as a complete neutral, which is why it's exciting.
2002 team.
Yeah.
Remember watching that in school, and I was like probably one of the few. I think probably me and my brothers were probably one of the few that were actually supporting Brazil.
When England played, did anybody try to bully you when England played Brazil, and you and your brother were supporting Brazil? I was the same.
Nah, no way. Not after what happened. I don't think they could even try it. But
Emilio loves semen. Oli Bumbaye. Did you support England in 2018, Rachel? And are you backing the boys this time?
No, I'm just watching it as a neutral. Honestly, that's why I kind of like. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, there's the Copa America, as Andrew mentioned in the comments, which I'm going to be watching.
Yeah.
As a Brazil fan, but for the Euros, I'm just happy to be watching it as a neutral. And I just can't wait to see what happens. Really, I'm backing France to win it though. I think it's obvious, but I think they'll go through and win the tournament personally.
Interesting. Oli Bumbaye, are you actually out of all the boys that grew up with you? I think you supported England the most, didn't it? With France, actually, I remember when we were kids, France was your team. France, I remember Zizou, you know what I mean? France was one of your teams. I remember your French top with the laces. I remember the one you used to have the kit with the laces, if I'm right, yeah?
That's right, yeah. Because of Zidane, it was always France. And then, my first hero in football was John Barnes, but he didn't really get looking for England. So part of the camaraderie here with, you know me, I've got quite a few different groups of friends, but France was my team, but England like second, and always Nigeria as well was my team.
Yeah, because your dad's born in Nigeria, family in Nigeria.
Yeah. So in the World Cup, it's, you know, England, Nigeria, I want them to do well. France not really interested anymore, to be honest. But yeah, now I could safely say I'm an England fan. But everybody loves Brazil. My whole family here supports. Everybody. How can you not like Brazil? Since back in the day, the crowd, the vibe. But yeah, England, man. England for me. Now, what you and Lamia were saying, yeah, I feel exactly the same way. There was a disconnect before. I still don't get the Three Lions thing. I don't have a clue what the hell it's all about. But now I look at... I just don't even think the players now, like these players, we could have been boys with these players when we were their age. I just feel there's much more of a connect even with your Grealishes and your Sanchos, your Rashfords. You know, there's a different vibe about this team. That Three Lions coming home, I never got on board with all that, man. But now, it's much more familiar to me and something that I like, and I like this team. It's moved away from that old school stuff, and this new group of players, even the way that they play, the type of players that England is breeding now. When you look at Foden, Grealish, you know, technical, nice footballers. No more long ball, boring. I'm not saying we're gonna, you know, fly and entertain the world. I've been watching the few games that went by. I was falling asleep, man. So hopefully, when the tournament starts, they get it together and show me, you know, what they can really do.
Right. Before I hit you with loads of with about 7 or 8 questions about the players you're looking forward to. Who do you think the biggest? Who's going to be the waste man in this tournament? I just want to go through the groups, right? So this is the groups. I don't know. Can you all see? Can you all see the groups? Yeah. So I've gone with groups. So just a quick fire round. Start with Rachel. Rachel. So in this group we've got Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, and Wales. And obviously tonight is Group A. Starting, what a game to start the tournament. So we got Italy. Italy have not lost in 27 games. They've got amazing young players, and Mancini's doing fantastic, I actually think. But obviously, they didn't qualify for the 2018 World Cup, which is a huge, huge disaster for Italy. And they have to rebuild. Mancini's there. Mancini's one of my favorite players. You know, I'm one of those. I love Serie A when I was growing up because that's where all the best players played. And Italy, for me, they love their football. You know what I mean? Just to say a little bit, Italy, they love their football. They're crazy about their football. They've got amazing young crop of young players. And obviously, Immobile is banging in goals. And then Turkey, as Lamy put out, shout out to all the people in Turkey. Turkey, one of my favorite destinations in the world. Some of them are incredible hospitality every time I've been there, mainly because my name's Nuruddin. And every time I go through passport check, they always like, mashallah. And I'm always bumping into people. The cousin is called Nuruddin. So it's one of those countries where I feel welcomed, like proper welcome. When I go to some of the other Western countries, they're like terrorists, you know what I mean? You know how it goes. You know how it goes. They look at my passport. No, I'm serious. Seriously, they look at my passport like, you know, and they obviously see that I was born in East Africa and Somalia, and they're like, they look at me and they sometimes they question me and all that. So I don't want to have people.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Yeah, every single time I've been to America, yeah, I've been selected for a random baggage check, yeah. And I noticed when they pull me to the side of the gates, yeah, I'm looking around at all other ethnic minorities and Arab-looking people.
Oh my gosh.
That's how it is. You know the score, Lamy. You know the score. I don't have to tell you. Right, so we've got Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales. I think Wales won their group, and people are sleeping on them. People are, because they won their group. They've got every right to be confident. But out of this group, if we go to you, Rachel, who do you think the two winners are? Switzerland, we know what Switzerland, they play very pragmatic football. Turkey, like I said, for me, they're the dark horses for me, Turkey, because they've got fantastic defense. Again, fantastic young group of players and players that are going to be world stars. Trust me. Same with Italy tonight. We're going to watch 2 teams that have a lot of crop of players that the world doesn't know fully yet. They know them because they watch Serie A, but the world fully, they don't know them yet. But in this group, I think, who do you think, Rachel, that are 2 that are automatically qualify out of this group?
Italy first, Turkey second. I think it's going to be like that.
Okay. Right, so we're going to go quick fire round. Right, Lamia?
I honestly, I think Italy are going to qualify, but I think Turkey finishing top of this group, to be honest. I really don't rate Italy. Everyone's sitting here just saying, Jorginho this, Jorginho what?
Oh, here we go.
You will all see tonight when my guy makes a sideways backwards pass in a critical position, literally, and he'll be the last one to get back. And before we know it, it'll be like 1-0 to Turkey already. I'm telling you, everyone is going to see it in this competition. And finally, everything I've been saying for years will finally make sense. Turkey, I think Turkey are going to win tonight. I also think they're going to top this group. Italy are going to qualify, but they're going to finish second, trust.
Yo, right, Oli Bumbaye, let's go. It's really interesting, isn't it? It's like us talking about Fred and McTominay, Rachel. The way Lam is destroying Jorginho there is like us talking about United fans talking about Fred and McTominay. Oh my God! Listen, you want to know the art of sideways and backward passing? Them boys, the stats are up here. They're the greatest. In the world.
Listen, I swear I will leave if you start dissing my boys.
Oh no.
Ali Babaye, tell me, what are the two teams getting out of this group?
Wales and Switzerland all day, man.
Woo! Fascinating. There we
Oh
go.
my.
I'm joking. No, listen, I don't know too much about Turkey at all, but apparently, you know, they've got something. And Italy, I watched them. I don't know. I don't see anything particularly spectacular there. So obviously those two I think will get out, Turkey and Italy. But in which order, I really don't know.
Yeah. It's one of, you know what? Okay, that's Group B. Why do you think that? Do you think Italy are going to win the group? The reason why people are talking about Italy, Lamy, more than anybody else, is the fact that Italy have not qualified, but they always turn up in tournaments. They went to Germany. Italy and Germany have been battling out in tournaments, World Cups. They went to Germany and knocked them out. You know what I mean? And won the World Cup, where both Milan and Juventus were both relegated to Serie B, because the man's were match fixing right, left, and center. So that's what you about Italy. When nobody expects them to do something, they do it, and I think there's a lot of expectations. So we'll move on to the other group. Let's move on to the other group now. Group B. Can all of you see Group B? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Oli Bumbaye in reverse now. Oli Bumbaye, this is Belgium, Denmark, Finland, Russia. What do you think?
Yeah, we'll go with Belgium top. Man, Belgium top, and then, you know, I think Putin might sneak in, man. Second, we'll go with Putin.
So all I'm saying to you, don't sleep on Denmark. Denmark are playing majority of their games in Denmark. I think all their group games are in Denmark. So don't be sleeping on Denmark. I think he's in Copenhagen. Lamy, what do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I went to unmute myself. I just stopped my camera for a second. Yeah, I have to agree. It's Belgium top, it's Russia second. Literally, to echo what Ali said, don't underestimate these Russians. Yeah, they know how to get a job done. They know how to get a job done.
Yeah.
They will qualify. They're not going to get far, but they're going to qualify from the group for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Rachel?
I'm thinking Denmark might come second, Belgium first.
Okay, so as it stays like that, the way it looks right now, alphabetically.
Yeah, maybe Russia third, Finland fourth, but yeah.
Okay.
I think Denmark might qualify, to be fair.
Okay. So if we go to now Group C, I think this is this is the most vanilla group in the tournament. I'm not expecting anything great from this group, but let's hope, hopefully, because of that, they give great football. But what do you think, Rachel, staying with you, out of this group? You got Austria, Netherlands, North Korea. And it is sad, actually, because you know what? If this tournament,
did you just say North Korea?
No, sorry, not North Macedonia. Oh my God, I'm not saying North Korea.
Invaders.
You know what? It could be that because it could be their flag. It could be that North Macedonia.
Wait, did he say North Korea?
North Macedonia.
Kim's forced his way in, man.
Man torpedoed his way in.
Oh, Battle of the Dictators.
Exactly. North Macedonia, right? Ukraine. I think people are sleeping on Ukraine, but it's really tragic that, obviously, because I know you're not going to like this, but Van Dijk probably the best centre half in the world is obviously injured. He was their leader. I think he's their captain. Obviously out, and then he won't be able to make it in this tournament. And Netherlands do not look like the same team. Trust me, they don't look like the team, right? And then they lost Koeman, and now they got Frank de Boer. Oh my God, one of the worst managers ever. You know what I mean? When Jose ruins you, you know what? You know you're not done. You know, he came to Crystal Palace. He lost how many games? 4 or 5 games in a row, whatever it was. And his career was done, and he's been resurrected. So that's it. But I'll stay with you, Rachel. Who do you think in this Austria, Netherlands, Northern Macedonia? Apologies to the Macedonian massive out there in this world. See this. I didn't mean to say that, but Ukraine, what do you reckon?
So in my prediction, I kind of went a bit dodgy with this one, and I predicted North Macedonia to go through only because I really like their midfielder, Elmas. I don't know if you've
Yes,
watched
yes,
him
I
before.
know. Trust me.
Very, very talented player. I really like him. So I'm backing him. So I'm putting them to go through. And then it's kind of difficult with the Ukraine or the Netherlands. Like you said, the Netherlands aren't as good as what they used to be. Ukraine have some talented players as well. So they could make it through. But yeah, I'm going to back North Macedonia and the Ukraine to go through. Netherlands to go out in the groups.
Wow.
Okay. Lami, what do you think here?
I think I'm gonna go for. I think the Netherlands miss out. I really do, because I genuinely think they are a team that's still in transition. Like you said, one of the most important players that's probably going to hold their defensive line can't play. He's injured, so he's not even going to be there as well. So apart from that, what else can they really do? I think people are sleeping on Austria a little bit, like Alaba, Sabitzer, like they've got good players as well. So I think this is actually one of those tough groups. People think, oh, this is such an easy, straightforward group, but it's not like that. It really isn't. I think Ukraine and Austria going through. I think Netherlands just miss out.
Okay. You know what? I'm having technical difficulties. Saeed's waiting in the background, and I can't manage to get him on. I don't know what the hell is going on. So, Saeed, just hold tight a minute, bro. Hold tight if you're hearing me. Hold tight. We'll get you on in a minute. So let's go to. Let me just share this screen again. Let me just try to take this out. The other group, I'll go through the other groups. Just the other one is Group D. Is obviously England, Croatia, Czech Republic, and Scotland. Going to Oli Bumbaye. Oli Bumbaye, what you reckon in this group?
Do you know, I think Scotland are not bad, actually. Scotland and Czech Republic. And who else do you know?
Scotland, Czech Republic.
McTominay and Gilmore in the midfield.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That's my rationale, Lamia. That's why I'm thinking Scotland, man.
It's Croatia, England, Czech Republic, and Scotland. So Scotland, England, Czech Republic, and Croatia.
Do you know what I mean? We're bringing it home in style. Scotland and England, I think, that one.
There we go. We got him on. There we go. Right.
Hey.
So Scotland. So you definitely think Scotland and England, yeah?
Yeah, I'm wishful thinking there, bro. We'll go with that. Let the heart rule the head this one.
Okay. Rachel, going to you on this one.
I think Croatia are coming first, and I think Southgate's going to go for a tactical second for England, so they get an easier run in towards the final if they can get there.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. Welcome, Saeed, to the stream. Yes, Saeed. Big up, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm not too bad, man. Soaking in the sun. That's
it. Even though it's a bit cloudy over in it, the whole country apparently a bit cloudy.
It hit me though. It hit me because I thought it was a bit cloudy. Then the sun just went boom. you know that was there. So I got a little bit of a shock. But yeah, man. Oh, good. How's everyone?
Oh, we're good, man. Listen, he just caught us in the stream. Actually, we'll ask you this one as well. So it's the England group. We're talking about. We're saying that Southgate is a great person in terms of being a human. Backing the boys, standing up. Being an anti-racist. But the manager, we're not sure. Lamy was saying and Rachel was saying he doesn't know how to use this young crop of super talented. Probably was one of the most talented squads England's ever produced. But we're in Group D now. We've got Croatia, Czech Republic, England, and Scotland. And I want you to tell me your two out of this group.
Croatia first, and then England.
That's interesting.
I think England will draw against Croatia or even lose, I reckon, because I think Croatia will just have the know-how, the kind of they've got a lot of experienced players in there. They're not getting any younger, but they're experienced, and I think they have that kind of game experience. They have that. For me, they've played in top European competitions. Some of our lads, man, you know what I mean? They've not really kind of won anything. You've got Modric, you've got Kovacic, Champions League winner. You've got, Perisic.
Excuse me, can I just stop you there? Mount, Champions League winner.
Yeah, that 100%. I agree. I agree, man.
Man like Chilwell, your favorite left back, the left back you always wanted to get for Man United, Champions League winner.
True. But I look at Croatia though. I just think they're for me, the experience counts in this competition. Can you know what I mean? We don't get too excited. We don't probably they'll start the game slow and then ease in like they did last time, and then they'll just hit us on a break. But I think Croatia first, England second.
Okay, interesting. You know what? One thing about that Croatia is, to me, it's the midfield, innit? It's the control in that midfield. Abramovich, you know what I mean? Your boy from Chelsea, Lamy, you know what I mean? Tell us about him, actually. You rate him. How much do you rate him? Because I wanted him from Man
I rate him more than Jorginho, that's for sure. I do. The fact that he was out injured when he came back towards the back end of the season, like you can tell we really did miss him. I'm not going to be too harsh. I know he made like two errors in both of those last couple of games. But apart from those two errors, like you can see what he offers. Like he's very quick. He intercepts, he makes a lot of tackles as well. Like he's not afraid to do the dirty work as well. And literally, just to echo what Saeed said as well, to list all those players, they have a banging midfield. They have such experienced players in that midfield. And we are still such a young and upcoming developing team as well. Exciting group of players, but we know Southgate and we know the way he's going to set out as well. I don't think we stand a chance. I think we either draw or lose the game against Croatia, to be honest. We saw even what they did to us in the World Cup when we reached the semi-final stages with them as well. It was so easy. It was too easy. And yeah, I think our midfield gets bullied by them, to be fair. I don't think Mount and their man can handle Kovacic, Modric, Perisic, all of them man right there.
Yeah, it's the guy who plays for Inter. I always forget his name. He's the next, like, the big player out there. He plays for Inter Milan. I always forget him. Is it Retic? It's not Retic. No, we put
Rebic.
That's it. Oh my gosh. Woo! He is a player and a half. He can defend.
Rebic.
Yeah.
Rebic.
Yeah. He can defend. He can attack. He's technically Brozovic. That's it. Brozovic. Absolute baller. Big up Don out there. Big up Don.
United should get him, but United should get him.
Donna.
You might actually get a lot of players.
Ball player. Yeah.
See,
when people go, who's available? I'm like, he is a brilliant number 8 because he gives it physical wise. He's there, technically gifted. You know what I mean? Can also like break the lines and get a goal for you. That's who he is. But I think their defense is old. I think their goalkeeper is good. I don't think they're not going to play the form striker. The kid is a youngster. They're going to play the old guy. You know, that's who they're going to play. So I don't think they were good as they were in 2018. I don't think they're good as they are in 2018. But I still think with an inexperienced England team and the way that Southgate, Southgate is moving. It's going to be interesting. So, Lamidi, have you already told me who's getting out of the group? England, Croatia?
Yeah, it's Croatia first, England second.
Right. Rachel, you told me about her already, didn't you? You already told me, yeah?
Tactical second for England.
Right, Olugunbaye has already said. So let's move to the next group. Could this be the group of death? Is this the group of death? If this is the next group is Group E. No, it's not actually. This group is it's interesting group. It's Group E: Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. Obviously, Sweden, if he was fit, man like Zlatan would have come out of retirement to play for Sweden. What do we think? Staying with you, Lamy, what do you think out of this group? Poland, obviously, one of the greatest strikers in world football. You know,
Poland's actually mad. I don't know why people don't rate Poland. Like people just, it's just Lewandowski, and it's just like, what? It's not just Lewandowski. Like they have a great team. They've always been consistent in terms of qualifying, at least past the group stages as well, and it tends to get a little bit sticky after that. But I really rate Poland. I think they finished second. I think they qualify out this group as well as Spain as well. I know Spain have been a little bit up and down. And that is literally because they are in that transition period where you know the old generation was kind of dying out. That's why they did so badly in the previous international competition as well. But I think they are on their way back. I still don't think they're going to progress far because they're in transition, but they qualify. I think Spain topped the group. I think Poland finished second.
Right, you got a question here from Nippon Sharma.
100%, 100,000,000%. I've been saying this, like, we need a striker and we need a DM. We need a DM. We really need a DM. I don't like Jorginho. I don't like him. When you lot sitting there moaning about how Manchester United are rewarding failure because the man's won absolutely nothing and he gets a contract extension. That's how I feel about Jorginho. Like, the man doesn't do anything. Like, he's surrounded by other players who make him look better than he actually is. And he's been rewarded by talks of a contract extension. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it.
So you're basically saying Kante is that good? He's 3-man in it. You know what I mean? Moving like 3-4 man. Yeah.
I will take a one-legged Kante over 2 Jorginhos any day.
Right.
Well, you're so harsh on Jorginho.
I take Jorginho at United. I tell you that.
That's the
Yeah, exactly.
You guys can have him. You're welcome.
Yeah, give us for free.
You know what? That's the question I'm going to ask. Actually, Rachel, go to you first. Would you take Jorginho or Man United?
Yeah,
No.
of course I would. I don't want to see McFred. Ever. Ever.
Yeah, we're desperate. We're desperate around here.
Saeed, seriously, would you second that, yeah?
Yeah, honestly, to get rid of that, because what you do is you put him in that holding role and you dictate, man. You'd be like a Michael Carrick. You know what I mean?
Wow.
No, no one near as good, but you know.
No, but he could. You never know though. If you got Michael Carrick as coach, maybe Michael Carrick could be of some use. You know what I mean? He can, do that kind of role where he just anchor and just, pass the ball and give it around, and then you have someone around him buzzing around. So you never know.
Oli Bumbaye, you're definitely not taking it, Jorginho, are you?
Nah, not for me, man. I agree with Lamia with Jorginho. If you give me Kante next to him, I'll take him. But otherwise, nah. Defensively, I find him as a bit of a liability. And Chelsea play with 5 at the back and 2, one of whom is the best DM on earth. So they compensate for that. If you want to put Jorginho next to one of Fred or McTominay, not for me. And if you leave him as the pivot on his own, that's asking for trouble. I mean, Pogba's tried that on his own and he struggled. So not for me.
All right. Well, I'm there with you. Tell me who's getting out this group, Group E. Poland, Slovakia, Spain, Sweden.
Yeah, we go with Spain and we go with Poland.
Wow. Oh, I think Sweden have got a decent team. I think people are speaking of Slovakia as well. Slovakia always trouble people.
They got a good defense.
Yeah, you know what? Slovakia will trouble teams. Well, I think this is an open group, but obviously Spain stick out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see what's happening because Corona's running madness with a Spanish squad, and they've got the under-21s ready. You'll be thinking mad. They've got the under-21s team who just lost in the semi-final of the under-21s championship, European Championship. They've got those mans ready if mans can't make it. So it's going to be very interesting. Absolutely very interesting. Saeed, we'll go with you when you're there. Poland, Slovakia, Sweden. Who's finishing top? Who's finishing second?
For me, it'll be Poland first, Sweden second.
Okay.
Oh.
And Oli Bumbaye, you've already told me it's Rachel.
Spain and Sweden. I think I'm going through.
Right. I think this could be the last group now. We go to Group F, the last group. The absolute death. Rachel, we're there with you. Come on. What do you think is going to happen in this group? This is the ultimate group of that. So you've got the World Cup champions, you've got European defending champions, and then you've got the Germans who are just running a madness. You know what I mean? Who were the World Cup winners before France. So you've got 2 world champions and the current defending European champions. And then you've got Hungary.
Hungary had a good tournament though, 2016. Remember that Portugal game where they nearly ran them?
Yeah.
They're very, you know what I mean?
I mean, that's international football for you. We can predict all we want. It's going to be mad because obviously football has been on a mad one because of the COVID. The whole world has been on a mad one. So it's going to be the teams that play, the players that play in the big leagues are going to be more shattered. As they're not going to be as shattered as the players that play in the leagues that are not as big leagues. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very interesting. I think a lot of underdogs will have something to say because I think a lot of big teams who have got big players who play every 3 days are going to be shattered. And it's going to be very interesting towards the end of games. I'm going to be watching obviously, because our manager never makes substitutions. And I think in this tournament, you're allowed 5. I think you're allowed 5 substitutions. So it's going to be very interesting for us to all observe who's going to be making substitutions, what managers are going to be proactive, who are going to be to make changes, 3 changes or 4 changes towards the end of the game, especially in the knockout stages. So, Saeed, while I'm there with you, tell me the first winner, second place in this group.
Yeah, I'm going for France, the winner. And then I'm going to go for Portugal second.
Woo! So the Deutschland.
Bye-bye,
I'll be the same to Deutschland, yeah?
Yeah, Avida Deutschland, yeah.
Wow. So that's how you're moving. That's fast. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think Portugal have just got about streetwise. I think Germany, I just don't see them scoring goals, man. I think Werner, I'm sorry, Lambs, but, Werner's not going to score goals for me. And I think that's the only recognised striker they've got.
Mm-hmm. But Saeed, imagine this is his tournament. Imagine this is where he shots the world.
Yeah, true.
Don't sleep on Havertz either.
Yeah, true.
Interesting. Rachel, while you're there, come on. Who do you think? Who do you think is finishing?
I'm thinking France, Germany, and I think Portugal go through as when they do the third team,
third place
thing. I think that's what's going to happen. They're all going to make it through, but I think France will be first, second.
Wow. Okay,
but you'll get 6 points from Hungary, so basically, they're kind of going to be through, aren't they? If you look at
the first game is going to be fascinating. The first game is Portugal, isn't it? Portugal. Is it France, Germany, or Portugal, Germany? Is it Portugal, Germany? The first game.
I could be wrong. Check the event guide.
It's France, Germany playing each other. It's Hungary, Portugal on Tuesday at 5, and then France, Germany at 8.
Yeah, France, Germany. So that's going to be clash of heavyweights. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. So here we go. So you can see there, right? Lambs, who's getting out of this group?
Oh, are we not up to the group of death yet?
This is the group of death, Lammy.
Oh, this is the group of death. Oh yeah, it is. Oh my god, I missed it. I'm sorry. Oh, this is the group of death. It's France and Germany.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah, that was nice.
Wow. Oli Bumbaye.
Do you know what? People are sitting here talking about Portugal. Who didn't really have and the thing is, the way they set up and play is so defensively minded, really, really defensive. So it's quite boring to watch. Actually, they're not going to score many goals playing that way, and that's why I think Portugal missed out this time.
I disagree with you. I think Germany are going to miss out because he's tried to get a mix and blend of young players and the old players, which he dropped. And I've got friends and I've got people who are close to me who live in Germany. They're not looking forward to this tournament. I've been on the phone to them recently and they're not expecting anything.
Aaron's not going to be happy with you, Nordine.
I know. You know what? Me and him are we're doing a watch along on Tuesday. Me and Saeed are doing a watch along on Aaron's channel. On Tuesday.
Definitely going to tune in for that.
Yeah, but honestly, I think the tournament's gone to come too fast and it's dilly-dallied. And I think you can't dilly-dally. You have to be prepared, have the preparations done, because that's what Germans do. Still, they can turn it on and shut me up. But I think people are sleeping on Portugal. Everybody thinks that they're defensive, but you can't play super defensive football with the likes of the talents, Cancelo, Bruno, you know what I mean? Silva, you know what I mean? You can't have that striker.
João Felix.
Yeah, I mean the striker who plays in Germany, he plays for he's the top scorer in Germany, one of the top scorers in Germany. I just think Portugal are going to do. I think this could be, now that they're confident, they're champions. I think Germany can express that. I think Portugal can express themselves for once, and I think Germans might come undone because I think Joachim Löw, the manager, overstayed. I think he overstayed. I think he should have been gone after the last tournament. After the last World Cup, he should have just headed out. After that, he would have just bowed out. But he thought, I can build another team, and I think he's going to come back and bite him in the ass. Me personally. Oli Bumbaye, what we reckon in this group of death, man?
Well, given the fact Portugal have done more for Palestine than the UN by whacking them 4-0 the other night, I want them to go through big time. And obviously, Ronnie, Bruno, and the boys. So I think they've got a strong side, man. There's goals there. They are defensive, but you know what? They're experienced now. They've won this before. And I think Germany will miss out. I think Germany will miss out. But this is tough group, but that's what I think.
Wow. Okay, so so basically everybody wants, because France have got the most talented. I think we can all see that France's bench is unreal, right? France have they have the best squad, right? Player for player, the best squad, right? But everybody wants France to mess up. So now the media, especially the British media, are creating this narrative that obviously Giroud, man who I rate, who's an incredible goal scorer for France. And obviously Benzema, after 5 years not being in the squad, has come back. And Benzema now is top dog. And we know the comments. Remember the comments. So of you in the comments, maybe some of you remember when Benzema was asked the comparison between him and Giroud. Benzema said, it's like comparing a Formula One to a what's it called when you're learning to drive the Formula One? Where people go, well, we're gonna go.
The E-car, Formula E.
No, when on the week, on weekends with your boys, you go to the
the bumper cars.
Yeah, he basically go-kart. That's what he said. He said, Formula One. It's like comparing a Formula One to go-kart. That's what he said about Giroud. How disrespectful is that to begin with, right? And obviously Giroud then has come out and said, I think he wanted his hat trick and he wanted somebody to pass the ball to him, and he's basically insinuating his Mbappe, but the media are blowing it out of proportion because they want to destabilize. Because you know what?
I like it, man. It's good fun, man. It's good fun.
When you're the favorites, everybody's coming for you, innit? That's how it goes, innit? Everybody's coming for them. So, do you think it's France's to lose the tournament, starting with Rachel?
It's hard because it's knockout football at the end of the day, and there are a lot of talented teams. Mm-hmm. But I think they're favourites because, as you said, they've got such a good squad and they're World Cup champions. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of talent, a lot of experience. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's theirs to lose because, as we said before, like Portugal's won it before, and they've got a lot of experience. Germany, I think they're a threat, but I think even though they'll come out of the groups, I think they'll fall off. I just think they'll come out of the groups second. But it's so difficult. I wouldn't say it's theirs to lose because it's knockout football. I just say that they've got a very, very strong chance of winning it. They should.
My second question to you is, do you think that by bringing Benzema in, he's messing with the team spirit that they've had from the World Cup 2018? Do you think that sometimes they didn't need to bring him in, or they should have bought him in a year ago? You know what I mean? They should have bought, not just before the tournament, but a year and a half ago, they should have bought Benzema back in. And do you think that can unsettle the team spirit? Because a lot of the players in that team understand and love Giroud, because when Giroud puts on that French shirt, he's absolutely he's a deadly, innit? He's just a world. He just starts banging in goals. So do you think that there's a bit to the team spirit being dented, and do you think that could cost them?
Do you know what? If Giroud's not going at all, is he? Or is he in the squad?
He's in the squad. Yeah.
Okay, so if he's in the squad, I'd say there's less chance of there being an issue with the harmony of the squad. If he got dropped altogether for Benzema, I think there would have been a bigger issue. But he's still going with them, so I don't think there's an issue there. If I'm being honest with you, I think people are just blowing it out of proportion because they can, sort of thing. They're creating a narrative that probably isn't even there. And to be honest with you, Giroud, even though he played well in the World Cup, he wasn't scoring. He didn't score at all in the World Cup. Yeah. So Benzema is a different sort of threat. So I think it was a good decision, to be fair. I think Benzema is one of the best strikers in the world. I think he's an excellent player. I understand he's got a bit of a dodgy past with former teammates, but I think for Deschamps to bring him back into the squad, he must have had a conversation with the other players, especially the senior players like Pogba and all them lot. I think he would have had a conversation. They probably would have agreed with it that Benzema should be there. So I don't think there's an issue there at all.
Okay, I'll ask the same to Saeed. Saeed, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I don't think it'll create a problem. They're professionals. Everyone wants to win. They're winners. So I don't really think it'll be a problem. And also, they took it as a joke.
But if France go out, that's the narrative, isn't it? That's the headline.
Yeah, you know what? It is true. But then again, I think Deschamps will be probably, booted out the door before it all happens, because that's how it works over there. But I don't think it will be. I think the more thing will just be a case of how did this generation of footballers fail, at the Euros when all the hype was on them. I think for me they'll be in the final anyway. I think they'll be in the final with Italy, so I think it will be a France-Italy final. But I think, honestly, man, I think Italy is too strong for everyone, and I think they'll prove that. But France-Italy final. But I think France, they've got a lot about them, and I think they'll prove it. They've just got too much firepower, and in this tournament, you just need players that are going to be boom in there quickly. You know what I mean? And I think Griezmann will have a tournament of the lifetime, I reckon.
Wow. Right. So this is where we get interesting, people. This is where we go to Lami. Have you got anything to add to that? Oli Bumbaya, have you got anything to add to that? Do you think?
I mean, just kind of listening to a few of your arguments. Obviously, before I thought Germany would be like a sure thing as well. Just because of their experience, like it's usually like it's a given. They usually qualify so consistently. They've always been like one of that strong, reliable team. But I am remembering that Werner miss from Gundogan. I still am remembering. And I don't feel like this is a tournament where you can afford to be missing chances like that, and I think they're going to pay for it in the end.
Yeah, I also think, to me, that the reason why I don't fancy, and the reason why I'm fancying a lot of the teams who've got fantastic defense, because I think defense is going to win you this title. Because I think the attacking players, a lot of them are burnt out because of the truncated season, especially the ones who played in the Premier League, because they're with the pace of the Premier League. And I think the way football has been, there's not been any break for them. And I think it's going to be the defenses. That's why people are talking about Italy. People are talking about Turkey. People are talking about Portugal, which is a very defensive manager, very defensive team. Also France, because they're very pragmatic. Deschamps plays very pragmatic team. They play mainly on the counter. When people have a go at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I always think, man, like Deschamps is the world champion because that's all France did, man. They play on the counter. Let's get it right.
and win stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But they play on the counter. You know what I mean? They do play on the counter. But to be fair, that he can change it up as well, because in the World Cup he changed it up. Giroud, he can bring the ball down. And Rachel, I agree with you. He scores a lot of goals in the qualifying and friendlies, but actually in the tournament he didn't score that many goals but what he was doing, he was laying off so much, just attracting a lot of players onto himself, and then Mbappe and Griezmann get all the room and all the goals. But here's where it gets interesting, people. This is where I hit you with a quick fire questions. I hope some of you are prepared, right? I'll go to you, Rachel. Right, give me the outright winner. Who's going to win this tournament?
France.
Right. Who's going to get the golden boot?
Ronaldo.
I'll come back to you, Holder, but I'll come back to you. Lami, who's going to win this tournament?
Yeah, it's got to be France. I mean, what? Mbappe, Benzema, Giroud, Griezmann, like just naming those attacking players, just give me.
Who's going to get the golden boot?
Do you know what? If Southgate played any other way, I would say Harry Kane. But because we know how he's going to play, I'd say Mbappe.
Okay. Rachel, have you got your golden boot winner yet? Who's going to be the golden boot?
Ronaldo.
Okay, player of the tournament.
Grealish.
The biggest upset.
North Macedonia making out our groups.
Boom!
That's a good one.
How far do you think England are going to go?
Quarterfinals.
The dark horse to win the tournament.
North Macedonia.
Wow!
Are you sure not from there?
No, I'm backing Elmas. I really like him as a player, so I'm backing him.
Listen. If the government of Macedonia see this, if the government of Macedonia, the people of Macedonia, you got to make Rachel an honorary Macedonian about here. She's backing your boys like nobody with her chest. Seriously, right? How far do you think Scotland are going to go? How far do you think England are going to go?
Who, me?
Yeah, Rachel.
Oh, I already said quarters. Sorry, I didn't realize. Quarterfinals.
How far do you think England at quarters? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. How far do you think Wales are going to go?
Out in groups.
Okay, player that you're most looking forward to seeing. Tell us his name again. The Northern
Elmas. Plays for Napoli.
Elmas, yes. Who do you think the biggest underachievers are going to be?
Germany. I think they're going to go out in the round of 16.
Okay. Okay. Lammy, I'll come to you. Player of the tournament.
I'm gonna go for Jack Grealish if Southgate plays him.
Okay.
Nice.
Southgate plays him, yeah?
I think he's been disrespecting Jack Grealish for far too long, for a very long time. I think it was just literally social pressure that probably made him pick him in the end. Because, and even so, he was really avoiding playing him and Sancho for a lot of games. I'm not even too sure why, but this is the competition which Jack Grealish makes his mark. I think it's his time. He's been waiting for it. It's his
biggest upset. Who's going to be upset? Who's going to be crying out of the big nations?
I think us.
No, when I began the show, Lammy already told me he ain't coming home. Don't get giddy. She told me already not to get giddy. Ain't
Don't
coming
get
home.
giddy.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Who's your dark horses, Lammy? Who's your dark horse?
Turkey are my dark horses.
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that. How far do you think England will get?
Quarterfinals at best.
You know what? Check this out. If the games go, if England finish second in this group, they could be playing the winners of the group of death. So just get that into your head. So England could be out in the next round, right? People, get that into your heads. If England win it, then they'll play a team from the other group. So
if France, we're done.
How far do you think Scotland will get? How far do you think Scotland will get? I mean,
I think they'll be knocked out of group stages.
Right, how far do you think Wales will get?
Wales, I think they'll be knocked out of group stages.
What player are you most looking forward to watching?
For me, I want to see Yilmaz.
Wow,
Nice.
Yilmaz.
Yeah, man, I think he's going to do a madness. I don't know what it is about him, but
yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I've got him second golden boot. Who's going to be the golden boot side?
Griezmann.
Wow, man like Griezmann. Who do you think the player of the tournament is going to be?
Player of the tournament for me will be, I have a feeling, Locatelli from Italy.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah.
Locatelli. Wow.
Good player.
Okay, who do you think the biggest upset is going to be?
In terms of teams?
Yeah, who's going to be the biggest upset?
I think Denmark. Watch out for Denmark.
Yo, big up bits and bobs. Okay, how far do you think Scotland are going to go?
Sorry?
How far do you think Scotland are going to go?
I just told you that, didn't I?
Scotland, so it's Scotland.
Yeah.
Okay, so your golden boot.
Golden boot will be Griezmann.
Yeah, and who's going to be the winner? Outright winner?
France.
Come
on.
Right.
That's not too giddy. That's the word we're looking for.
Lammy, the player that you're most looking forward to watching?
That I'm most looking forward to watching. I'm really excited. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm really excited to see Saka, actually. I'm really excited to see Billy Gilmore for Scotland and Bukayo Saka for England as well. Those two I'm really excited to watch. And also Yilmaz from Turkey as well. Big
up Yilmaz, man. Big up. Like I said, Turkey. I don't know about the dictatorship that they got at the moment. You know what I mean? My guy's running a madness the way that's going on. But the people, for me, I've always felt loved in Turkey. And Turkish people are always here for me. The people that, because they're some of the most hospitable people I've ever met. And mainly because of my name, I think. They're always extra nice to me. But,
banging food. Let's not forget. Banging food.
Beautiful country. Right, Oli Bumbaye, we're coming to you next, man. The biggest underachievers. Who are going to be the biggest underachievers in this tournament?
How good does everybody think Belgium are? Because I mean, that's the side there that is.
They're going to be flops. They're going to be flops, I reckon.
They're old, man. They're old. They're old.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no expectation for them.
No.
Who do you think the biggest underachievers are? Answer the question.
Spain for me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Germany because the expectation is high, but there are key players in there that are not firing on all cylinders at the moment. So I'm going to go with Germany. I think not to get out of that group. will be an underachievement, although, they are up against Portugal and France. But whoever doesn't get out of that group, out of France and Germany, there's going to be an inquest. So I'm going to go with Germany because I don't think they'll make it out.
Okay. Who do you think who's the golden boot for you? Who's going to be the golden boot person? Who's going to win the golden boot?
Go with Harry Kane.
Wow. Going like with Harry Kane. You're sleeping on Lukaku. Lukaku's on great form.
That was my other guy, I swear. This is why I'm looking Belgium a little bit. We have just dusted them aside, but still, man, there's talent there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How far do you think Wales are going to go?
Not past the groups.
Scotland, same?
I think Scotland are getting out of the group.
Okay. How far do you think England can go?
All the way.
Woo! Dark horses. Who's your dark horse?
England.
Dark horse. Like Belgium, to be honest. Who's your dark horse, Rachel? Who's your dark horse, Rachel? England.
Hit me with it, Rachel.
Mine's North Macedonia, remember? But I'm saying yours is going to be England, isn't it?
Man, what have we been missing with this Yilmaz and North Macedonia? I don't even know where it is on the map. We should be watching this team.
Elmas. You're mixing up a Turkish player with a North Macedonian player. He's a lot North Macedonia with North Korea.
Forgive me. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Dark horses. Portugal. Would you say that's a fair? Would you say that's fair? Or they? Yeah.
They're not a dark horse. What do you think the biggest upset is going to be?
Germany not making it.
Okay. Wow. Would you player of the tournament?
Go with Jack Grealish.
Wow. People are moving like that. Wow. Outright winners?
Go with England.
Woo! Smoking. So I'm going to tell you I'll do it. Who do I think?
You know what? You'd think I was after getting citizenship the way I'm going on, but I just feel it could be the year. I just honestly, for the first time in so long, I actually have an affinity with this team and these players and the vibe of it all.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah, honestly, it's so definitely coming on for you, innit? It's coming on for you. Let's hope.
Are you listening, Boris?
Pity Patel is watching, man, and Boris is watching, so they'll let you stay. Who do I think is going to win? You know what? I could be proven wrong tonight, but I think I'm gonna go and say France. I'm gonna say France are gonna win. I know that's not trouble, but I think Portugal as well. I think outright winner, Portugal or France is gonna come from. I think it's gonna come from the group of death, and I think Portugal or France. The golden boot, I think, is going to be Lukaku. The player of the tournament, what I'm looking forward to, I think the player of the tournament, I think if Grealish plays the first game on Sunday, it could be Grealish, but it could also be Yilmaz for me, for Turkey. That striker, he just won the league in France with Lille, and he's going to be it's a player I'm looking forward to. The man can take a mean free kick. You know what I mean? It's going to be absolute bits. The biggest upset, I think it could be England if England finishes second in the group, because they're coming against Portugal or France in that group. The dark horse for me are Turkey and Italy. You know what I mean? I think they're the two teams. Because I'm saying Italy are dark horse because they didn't qualify for the World Cup. How far do you think England can go? How far do I think England can go? England, I think, could. I think if England win the group, England can go to semis, maybe quarter semis, depending how the group, how the chips fall in it. You know how it is, because the chips have got to fall the right way for England to get anywhere. How far do I think Scotland can get? I think this is probably one of the most talented Scotland teams I've ever seen in a long, long time. This is a tournament that they qualified for. I think they're going to upset a lot of people, and I think Scotland can maybe get out of the group. I think Scotland may be able to get out of the group because Scotland's qualified.
England don't.
That would be murder, she wrote.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh my God, it will be a scandal in this country. I can't wait.
It'll be scenes.
Yeah.
Scenes. Can you imagine the scenes?
McTominay qualified. Oh my God.
I think Wales. I think people are sleeping on Wales. Obviously, they don't have their coach. You know, Ryan Giggs doing his madness as usual. You know the rest. I don't need to get into that. But yeah, I think Wales might fall short because I don't think Bale and Ramsey are on fire. I think Dan James will do well. I really think Dan James will do well.
Yeah.
Do I think the player that
for his country?
The player that I'm most looking forward to watching is Barella, the kid from Inter Milan, plays for Italy. I think he's a fantastic midfield player. So I'm looking forward to watching him. I'll see him tonight. The biggest underachievers, I think, is Germany. Me personally, I think it's Germany. I did title, I'm really sorry, Rachel. I did title, I know you said you don't want to talk about Man United, but this is the United Real Therapy, I'm afraid. And I did title, but that's our views, guys. Please get in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to build the community here. This is the Real United Therapy. We keep it 100% here, 100%. With all of that dyslexia and ADHD, mainly, you know, that's how this show is. This is probably the first time I've tried to have a bit of a structure with a show. And this is my first afternoon show, guys. Please like and share. I know I said that, Rachel. I know you said you don't want to talk about Man United, but with all the speculations, I just want to say Man United officially on the website have a transfer rumor speculation thing going on. How do you feel about that as a Man United fan?
Words fail me. Next. Honest, you're not. There's no point coming to me for Man United. Honestly, I'm not here for it.
Wow, see, Man United, see what you've done to Rachel. Rachel, do not want to talk about it. You don't understand how brave she is. She don't want to mention it until next season. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nuruddin. I'm a wasted panel member here.
I'll go to Oli Bumbaye. Oli Bumbaye, with all this, you know, on this channel, I promise to be honest with a lot of the people in the community. I'm never gonna do kind of a like clickbait kind of headline for transfers because until the structure changes. When the structure changes, then you'll see me get absolutely giddy about the potential signings and break things down and the qualities of the players that we're gonna sign. But Oliver Bayer, you've seen that Man United have a transfer speculation on their official club website. How do you feel about that?
Do you know what, Nuruddin? I've not seen it. What is it? Just sorry.
It's basically they just a rumor. They have a rumor mill. They go, Man United are linked to this player. Man United are linked to that player. It's basically to get their clicks up. Man United are #1 in TikTok. That's what Ed Woodward told the shareholders a couple of months back before the Super League started. He told them that. And Man United are all about clicks and clicks on their social media platforms. That brings more eyes and then potentially for more sponsors. That's part of their negotiating strategy when they meet with potential sponsors, which is absolute ridiculous. Manchester United PLC, that's who we are.
Well, man, since I can remember, every year, you know, we're linked with everybody. Always Man United, always linked with so many players every single summer. I mean, there's nothing that the Glazers are going to be able to do to get anybody back on side, apart from actually building matter of facts on the ground. So they can do rumor mill, you know, you want to wake up and have a cup of coffee and get all excited for your day that we're signing Mbappe on who, you know, fine. But take it all with a pinch of salt. Once the transfer window is over and we see what we've signed, either we're going to be happy and confident that we are wanting to move forward, or we're going to look at this and go and join the protests. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. You know what? I've got Harris Cooper, and it's on here, and he's saying, no, you need to keep an eye on Pedri from Spain. Yo, Pedri's a baller. The Barcelona kid, 100%. He's a baller. But I'm looking forward to Barella, that kid. Lamy, obviously, as a Chelsea, with your Chelsea hat on, how do you see Man United officially as a club on our official club website, we've got a rumor mill every morning about what players to link with. What do you think about that as a Chelsea supporter?
Honestly, I feel like my mind was made up about Manchester United last year after that whole Jadon Sancho saga that was going on for literally the entire summer, and after all of that to not even sign him, that's when I was just like, this team is a joke. It used to be that you used to say the words Manchester United, and like, you know, players will be selling their brothers or siblings to play for this team, to want to play for this team because that's the amount of clout that it had. Now it's just like Manchester United, no thank you. Like, that's where I go when I want my career to die. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not desirable anymore. Like, how is it that teams like Chelsea, even Leicester, are able to get their targets, their first choice targets, over teams like Manchester United now? And that just goes to show how, like, we can sit here and talk about transfers, this, all of that, but really and truly, I think you guys know that it's not going to make a difference, because we know what the real problem is. You guys know what the real problem is. It's the owners. It's how poorly this club has been run. Because look how much money's been spent, you know, since Sir Alex left, and has it made any difference? No. Like, I know Mourinho won things, but it wasn't great football they were playing. It was almost kind of like desperation, just clawing their way through, and that's just because they've got people in charge who don't know what they're doing. You know, the fact that Ed Woodward, that absolute mug, that clown, was in that position for that long, right? And I know they literally only sacked him to use him as a scapegoat for the Super League thing, but the problems go way, way deeper than that, way deeper. At the end of the day, you can get all of these signings. You can get a Sancho. But look at the guy in charge. Yeah.
Listen, Lammy, I think you've said everything that I've been spouting out for the past couple of years about our footballing structure. But yet again, another summer, deja vu. Take two. Sancho, take two. That's how it is. Deja vu. It's like, you know what? We're repeating the same kind of madness. And that's why you don't see me. That's why I'm always like, we don't care who you sign. Glazers out. Bankers FC out. And now, most likely, I'm hearing rumors now, Richard Allen's going to be taking over. So when I explain to people again, Lammy, 3 bankers from Bristol University run Man United. Richard Arnold, Matt Judge, Ed Woodward. That's who it is. We've given one of the greatest football institutions in the world 3 Bristol graduates. That's how mad it is.
Who signs players for Chelsea? Because they sign good, man.
Listen, if they've got 2
Marina. Marina. I'm not even going to try and say her second name, but she's absolutely
But she negotiates. She spends the money, but their owner has got 2 or 3 sporting directors who are advising them players. We don't even know their names. That's how secret it is. They've got a team of transfer gurus who literally know players inside out. When Chelsea go for a player, they get him. None of this messing about. When they
Peter Cech there?
Like, do you remember the whole, like, obviously the way United were going on about Sancho all last season during the summer transfer window, the same way us Chelsea fans were like, oh, Kai Havertz. But we actually went out and got him.
Yeah.
It just shows.
Thanks for reminding us.
It just shows you. Saeed, we've got a comment from you on here. Do you think we're going to get Sancho? There's a comment for you here if you're around, Saeed. I don't know if Saeed's around. I think Saeed might have dozed off. Well, listen, for me, Man United, no structure, no party. I've always said it. No, the biggest thing for me is that I would actually, if you said to me, we don't sign no players this summer, I'll take it if we sign a director of football and a head of recruitment. If you got me 2 players, let's say actually 3 people. If you got a CEO, someone like Van der Sar, if you got head of recruitment, a proper sporting director like Campos, right, or Mukki, or Mitchell, right, not Murta. If we get that, and then we get head of recruitment. If Man United sign those 3 appointments, I can believe, and then I'll get my chest out. I'll be like, come on, United, we're on the journey here. We're on the adventure. I can see the plan. I can see what these guys are going to try to do before they even sign one player. because they will be
You
more
can see
football
the
interested.
process. You can see the process, but there is no process. Like even now, sometimes when you guys watch Ollie, I don't even think the guy knows. Like going into a final, you have a final against a very easy team. Yeah, granted they've got fantastic manager, but you can see the difference. Look at the way Unai Emery like set out and prepared for this. Look at Ollie was so scared. He looked terrified. He looked so frightened. Like he was just like, what am I going to do? The fact that man had to wait until the 100th minute of extra time to make his first substitution, it just shows you everything. And you can even look at his record against the big six teams in the Premier League this season. It's poor. Do you know why? Because he's scared. He doesn't know how to set up against big teams. He is afraid. And you can see it being projected onto the pitch. You can see it with his tactics. What tactics? Sometimes I'm watching, I'm like, do the players even know what's happening? I don't even know what's going on. Who's meant to be doing what?
Lamy, as a there's somebody there as a Chelsea supporter watching this, not with emotion, from the outside, telling us everything that we've all known, people. Ollie, when everybody tells me about DNA, Manchester United DNA is not being scared. Man United DNA is fearless. It's going for it. It's making changes after changes, especially when you have 5 changes. Yo, big some Bob.
Do you remember Sir Alex Ferguson days? Yeah, like man was fearless. Like he would be pushing for a goal. Like this is where the phrase, the term Fergie time comes from. Yeah, it comes from the fact that man would be putting on 4 strikers, in 90 plus minutes in stoppage time because he's hunting for a goal. And you know that game is not over. You know that they're going to win and you know they're going to get that goal. And most times they do. That is what you call a great manager. That is what you call fearless tactics. That's what I'm saying. Have any of you seen a documentary, Fergie documentary? If you've not seen it, please check it out. Because that's what he talks about. Fergie explains it and says, the opposition players knew, the opposition manager knew, that's what I was going to do. I was going to bring people on. And the crowd knew, the Stratford Enders know, that's it, we get that ball into that goal. That's what we're taking, risk FC. That's what we used to be. And now, where this DNA, I'm supposed to get behind this DNA, and this DNA is just on a mad one. It's absolutely on a mad one. It's absolutely on a mad one. So that's how it is, but we're going to see how it goes. It's been an absolute fantastic show. Honestly, I've absolutely enjoyed it. It's the first time I've done it in the afternoon, like I said. I'm usually late night shows, innit? But first of all, I want to give a massive thank you to Rachel and Lamy. Lamy, please let them know where they can find you. I'm literally like here, there, everywhere on YouTube. I have my own channel as well, which I really started like a few months ago as well, because I just do so much other work on other channels. New to Twitter as well. So on Twitter and YouTube, it's Lams Reacts. I'm on Instagram as well, on socials as well, and it's at Lamy Elmed as well. So you can follow me there too. Yeah, so it's literally written down there. I also host the Ladies Show on GNA TV. Do a lot of work on that channel there as well. Offside Rule as well with Rachel, so she knows. Midnight Vibes on the Football Terrace with KJ, Tanya, Kendall, and the rest. Just here, there, and everywhere, really.
Yo, you're doing it. Rachel,
the politics show that I do with you on Sarcasm.
Yeah. You know what? I've not been on it. You know me. I've been on the protests. You know what I mean? I've been going on the protests, so I'm not being on it that much, but definitely I'm going to come back to Sarcasm City. Shout out Sarcasm City. Shout out Stro JB. Shout out man like Take Note, Flawless. Shout out my brothers. Rachel, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Devil's Avocado. And you can find me on the First XI YouTube channel. We got Fraud Watch tonight, which is a call-in show. Come in and state your fraud, which would be really interesting. Some people like to troll. Comments are always jokes as well. So definitely call in and have your say on that one.
Brilliant. Oli Bumbaye, people, you know where he is. He's always on here. He hides in it. He's always here in it. He only sticks to this channel. But Saeed's having technical issues with his internet. Neil Ashton, man like Neil Ashton running a mad one. But genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much to Lamy and Rachel, because he was on a bit of a lastminute.com. That's how I am. That's how my brain sometimes works. So I appreciate you both. Genuinely, I appreciate your opinions. You know, this is about equal game for me, and absolute nothing but love. But we've got a last question here from Nipan Sharma. Question for all you Nepal. Are you going to games next season? Hopefully, I'm hoping to go to games next season. Yeah, Lami.
Yes, I am. My membership is already renewed. So yeah, I will. I hope to meet with you.
Yeah, well, Rachel, I'm gonna hear it now. If you need a place to stay, I'm only like 20 minutes. Even if you walk to Old Trafford, it's like 15 minutes walk. You're more than happy. You got a place to stay. If you ever want to come to Old Trafford, and hopefully get you on that Stretford end. Become a Stretford.
You're gonna have to pay her to come if we continue like this, man.
You know what, Rachel? Rachel, me and you will be there at Stretford end singing "Trust the Process." Trust.
All right, I'm leaving now.
Process.
I'm gone. See you guys later.
Process.
No, do you know what, dude? I will come down just to see you, but I'm not watching Manchester United play until things change. I'm not doing it. But I'll come and chill in your place with you. It's cool. I'll do
Yo,
that.
love, Lami, you're also welcome as well. If you ever headed up this way north,
Do you know what?
that
I'm actually coming up to Manchester next weekend because I've got a photo shoot that I'm doing, so I'm going to be around anyway. I already got hit up Aaron. I was just like, yeah, definitely, I'm going to come.
Yo,
say
listen,
hi.
honestly, seriously, no word of a lie. Hit us up. I'll send you my contact details. Hit us up. I'll show you around bit of Manchester. We're having it or what? You know what I mean? We're mad for it. Come on.
And I actually don't even really know Manchester that well as well. So you guys can show me around, innit? I'm basically a newbie, innit?
Trust me, we'll show you around, and if there's a game, we'll do. Hopefully, you might get involved in a watch along as well. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So this is Nippon Sharma said, I'm hoping to go to the most of the Stamford Bridge games. Yeah, fingers crossed. Like he said, if the pandemic is over, I think things get back to normal. That's what it will be. But I want to thank every one of you in the comments. You know that the real therapy is a community, and I genuinely mean that. Genuinely, you know, some of you know who I am, how I am. And Oli Bumbaye just checked out. Oli Bumbaye, he's just checked out. I think Neil Ashton is running a mad one with the internet in Manchester. But before Neil Ashton does me, I just want to again say big up to every one of you in the comments. Communities here, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Like this video because we're going to get more people to see, you know, how the algorithm moves. Big up to every one of you guys. And you know what? My thing is Kelly's Radim. Lacey, where were you on the phone in the other night? By the way, this is Kelly's, right? He is the United Therapy journalist. Any breaking news on live, my man's already got the quotes smashed in the comments. So, Ramadeen, bro, I don't know where you've been, but I will miss you on the calling, bro. When I do the next calling, you're first up. But again, big up to every one of you. Big up to Rachel. Big up to Lamia. Lamia called you. Like, I don't want to call you like that.
I know that it's my actual name as well, so I love it. I just literally set off everybody to call me like Lambs for short because people always end up saying my name wrong. So I'm just call it Lamb. It's fine. Yeah. Obviously, you come back in now. Obviously, the internet is running a mad one. Last word on the show goes to you.
Yeah, great show. Nice to meet you, Lamia. Rachel, nice to see you again.
Nice to meet you.
And I mean, it's coming home. It's coming home, guys.
He said it. I didn't want him to say it. But if you're an England fan, dare to dream, dare to believe. I think that song is a Waste Man song. I don't want to sing that song. You know him.
You know what I mean? That's the tune that I don't understand, man.
You know what I mean? And actually, the way it's sang, if you listen to the song, actually, the song is so that England lose. That's why it's a bit of a sad song. Actually, it's not a victorious song. It's so that England lose. But anyway, come on, the young Lions. If you want to go that, let's see if Gareth Southgate shocks us all. Let's see. But the biggest thing, what we want is, I want to see all the gammons all over the show, whether it's media, whether it is on the street, all losing their heads while the players take their knee. Black Lives Matter, yo. Viva Palestina. You know what I mean? That's how we roll on this channel. We tell it straight as it is. Love to everyone.
That's how to finish the show. Nicely said, Dino.
Love. And we always say win, lose, draw, Glazers out. Take care, people.
Oh, yeah.
Peace.